Hello, planet Earth. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, where IDK, my BFF Jill 730. I'm Preston L. Young, wishing you warm salutations and congratulations as always. You've made your way to the Buffington Post. Today, we're going to continue wrapping up Season 8. I've got one more video after this one, and we're going to jump into Season 9, I promise. But today, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I took a bunch of photos from the different issues within Season 8. Took about 2 to 4 for each issue, and yeah, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to talk about what I just plain don't like about Season 8. So, here we go.
Last night I had a pleasant nightmare.
Okay, so Season 8 opens up, and immediately we jump out of this helicopter with Buffy and 3 other Slayers. Now, what I don't like about Season 8, probably and most of all, is the fact that we spend so very little time with the other Slayers. Buffy in particular, as I said in my Faith video, the only Slayer that she spends any one-on-one time with is Satsu, which I just don't like. It's like, oh, well, we'll play with Satsu because Buffy's fucking her, and I just don't like that. We don't learn anything about Leah, we don't learn anything about Rowena. We learn very, very little about the other Slayers. The decoy Buffy, we don't even know her name. The Slayer that Harmony killed, don't know her name. There are so many Slayers out here, and even in Season 9, we only deal with like Anahid and Kennedy, and we don't even know that Anahid, spoiler alert, is a Slayer until like the end of the season. So yeah, my biggest problem with all of these Slayers is they just aren't very well utilized, and I understand the whole theme of the season being that, well, Buffy can't have an army of vampire slayers and still be Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and so by the end, of course, she is the only vampire slayer once again, but like I said, I just think it's a real waste to introduce us to these Slayers and never give us any kind of character, not even character development, just character. Satsu really is the only one. Alright, and so then we've got Sunnydale. The first arc of Season 8 is called The Long Way Home, and I feel like that is a really great title for all of Season 8, because it is this long way of getting back to what we kind of understand to Buffy to be. So Buffy having to go back to Sunnydale in the very first arc, I feel was kind of a waste. It kind of, I don't know, because there was nothing in Sunnydale, it was completely unrecognizable, and I get that thematically that really works, but I mean, really, there's no need to go back to Sunnydale other than to bring in Amy and Warren. And we'll talk about Amy and Warren next, but the real problem with this is that we go to Sunnydale and then we leave, and then we come back to Sunnydale at the end. I feel like we could have had this government place down in Sunnydale and maybe not know that it was in Sunnydale and have it revealed there at the end when we all go back to Sunnydale for Twilight. I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way, and it feels like kind of a waste of time. Okay, so Amy and Warren. Amy and Warren, I did a lot of defending Amy and Warren and their presence in my Amy, Warren, and the Meta of Magic, but here's the thing. Amy and Warren are big characters. They really are big characters, and they don't do a whole lot. We don't spend much time with them at all. We see them being incompetent, we see them bickering, and eventually they team up with us, but there are no emotional stakes, and for characters like Amy and Warren, you need to have those emotional stakes, even though they're villains. It just doesn't make sense to bring them in and not utilize them to their full potential. Alright, so Gigi. Like I said, these other Slayers kind of get the short end of the stick. Gigi, I think, would have been a lot more fun to play around with if she had existed for more than Faith's first arc. I guess in the end she's utilized well, but at the same time, I don't know her at all. I don't feel like she has any human characteristics that make her relatable, and I think if we're trying to have Faith relate to Gigi, at the end of the day, Faith's not just a crazy bitch, and Gigi is. So I feel like Gigi could have been fleshed out a lot more. She barely seems human. Alright, so we get Buffy, and she is stealing Robin Banks. Now, I don't like this, but we're not supposed to like it, right? So I get where they're going, but I don't know. It just seems like Buffy is just biting off way more than she can chew all season, but This bank robbery is just tacky. You just look tacky, Buffy. Dracula. Now, Wolves at the Gate, I would argue, is probably the best arc from all of season 8. It's really great for issue thing, but Dracula. Why the fuck do we have this made up story that Dracula and Xander are like BFFs and Xander went to go hang out with Dracula in the interim between seasons 7 and 8? Doesn't make any sense. We have no reason to believe that Xander has any kind of affection toward Dracula, and we have no reason to believe that Dracula has any affection toward Xander. So the whole notion that Dracula would have Xander as a house guest and they'd be like buds, it just doesn't make sense to me. And while, yeah, Dracula had a lot of funny stuff to do, I feel like we could have done Wolves at the Gate without him. Something else could have been the phlebotinum to make the Tokyo vampires a little bit more dangerous. So Dracula was fun, but unnecessary, and like I said, I just don't like the whole manufactured relationship between Dracula and Xander. Okay, so Twilight. Twilight being a person, being this figurehead, being personified, it works and it doesn't, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna say that for all the hullabaloo that they put into Twilight, I think it might have worked better if Twilight were just kind of a convergence of events and not being completely personified by one person. I mean, there are things you wouldn't be able to do this way, but I don't know. There are problems with season 8, and I really do appreciate how smart and meta season 8 is, but at the same time, some stuff just gets on my nerves. Alright, so then we get. Oh god. Dawn. They spend all this time putting Dawn through these magical transformations, and then whoop, off the page somewhere, Dawn turned into a doll, and they just wrapped it up really quickly. Now, thematically, this really works. I like the idea that Dawn is being sequestered away, just like Buffy is always trying to do. But, like I said, it's just way too quick. Way too quick. Tara. We saw Tara. Now, I'm going to give this one kind of a pass because as soon as Willow sees Tara, she denies her. She says, no, thanks. Which is what I was saying. Like, Joss has said so many times, Tara's not coming back from the dead. And to just have her there, it was like, no, don't, no, mm-mm. So, yeah, like I said, it gets a pass because Willow immediately dismisses it. Retreat. I love Jane Espenson. I think she's great. I think she's funny. I think she's incredibly intelligent. But Retreat, on the whole, it just doesn't work. There's so many confusing things going on, like how much time has passed from Retreat to Turbulence. It's really crazy. And these goddesses, man, these goddesses, that's really the best you got, these goddesses. I understand that you need something big and powerful enough and so intimidating that you would need a super duper fucking powered Buffy, but I don't know. Just all of Retreat, even though it's got really great character moments, the story as a whole just doesn't work. It's really confusing if you ask me. It makes sense not much of the time. It really doesn't. Okay, so Angel as Twilight. Now, like I said, I really appreciate the meta and the smarts going into Angel being Twilight and all of season 8. It's fine. It really is. It's fine. But the major problem that I have with making Angel Twilight is the assassination of the Angel character. Angel is just the worst. We kill Giles because Angel, and because of this, we just ruin Angel's reputation. I don't know, it's just character assassination, and I don't know, they bring him in and they're like, haha, we're just gonna shit on Angel. And I have problems with that. And then Spike. Okay, you go all season, then you introduce Angel, and then right after that, hey, it's Spike. And the thing about it is, while Spike comes along and tells us what the Seed of Wonder is, we didn't need him to do that. Anybody else could have done that. Really. Anybody. Because at the end of the day, Spike is just cast away. They don't do anything interesting with Spike. He does absolutely nothing that helps us out except for show up on his spaceship. And it's just a waste of his character. And yes, this is me defending Spike, saying Don't put him in there just to have him in there if you're not going to actually do anything to progress his character. It doesn't do anything. It's a waste of his presence because you don't need him. At the end of the day, he does nothing but kind of confuse Buffy a little bit and take them to the Seat of Wonder, which, like I said, you could have had any other character do this and bring Spike in season 9. And the spaceship, the bug spaceship, holy shit. You cannot bring Spike in on a bug spaceship and then just not explain it, which is what they do. They do not explain this. Spike says, that's a story for another day, and we never get it explained to us. I could go and read the Spike series, but I don't want to because it's not canonical, question mark? And see, that's the problem I really have with it, is its canon is in the air. We don't really know if it's canon or not, and it's like the jury's still out. So yeah, I just don't like this Spike spaceship bug. It's so dumb. Okay, so this is actually going to go in my what I like about season 8 video, but the death of Giles. Okay, so spoiler alert, season 9, Angel is going to feel so bad about the death of Giles that he's going to spend all of season 9 trying to resurrect Giles in this world without magic, which makes no sense. And so you pretty much get the feeling that Angel's not going to be able to pull it off. More and more things happen, and it seems like we're never going to really get Giles resurrected. And in that respect, it works thematically because Angel's always trying to do something that can't be done, trying to right his wrongs and atone for his sins and all that good stuff. And so it seems like Angel is just doing what he always does in this fruitless endeavor. But of course, we get Giles back at the end of season 9. So it's like what I said earlier in a previous video. Season 8 is just completely undone. Everything from season 8 gets undone. It's like, oh, just kidding. And that's one major problem I have with it. And it's personified by Giles. He dies and then, oh, he's not dead because we got season 9 to fix everything. Guy. It's just annoying. Alright, so Buffy destroyed magic, and I don't like that. It's going to make great waves, and it's going to really set up season 9 and season 10 for real. But yeah, she destroys magic, and magic is what animates the Buffyverse, and so, on principle, I just don't like it. And I don't like that we leave Willow completely powerless. Oh, poor Willow, she's without her love, she's without her identity. She's just all fucked up by the events of season 8. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There are things I generally just don't like about season 8, but those are the highlights. That's pretty much what you need to know if you want to get into my brain and how it works, and yeah. So, what don't you like about season 8? What do you like about season 8? What did I not say about season 8 that I might have said I just didn't like before? Yeah, I'm Preston L. Young. You can come right back here to the Buffington Post anytime for Buffy the Vampire Slayer reviews, Angel and Faith reviews, Buffyverse discussions on the other Slayers, one more season 8 video, and then my season 9 coverage will begin. Yeah, hope you're having a great 2015 so far. Have yourself a great day today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.